So hi future officers, welcome to EduTap and welcome to another important CT 360 series session in which we cover the most important G and ESI current affairs from the exam point of view. So guys, if I'm audible and visible to all of you, please give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can start with the today's session. So guys, again we are starting a beautiful day with the brightest current affairs that we are required to cover from the exam point of view, and we all know that current affairs plays a very important role when it comes to the regulatory bodies exams, right? And apart from other important banking exams. So a very good morning to all of you, Guru Raj and other people who have joined us live. So guys, today again let me tell you that in this session we cover the most important G and SI current affairs, and here we cover the news articles from the different resources. For example, the most important one is the PIB. Apart from that, the Hindu, Live Mint, Economic Times. So there are so many newspapers to which we refer to, and today I will be discussing in this session the important current affairs from 7 to 8th of January 2025. And if you are someone who is preparing for RBI, NABARD and SEBI guys, then these sessions are really going to be very helpful for your exam preparation. Apart from that, if you are preparing for any other government examination where current affairs is being asked, so for those exams as well you can use this particular session very easily. So guys, I hope that all of you are really ready with the today's session and everybody has joined in the today's session. So before moving ahead into the session, let's try to see the topics that we are going to cover. So today we will be covering the Leads 2024 report, eShram portal, Bharatpol portal, Indusfood 2025, Global Power City Index and other important topics. So total of around 11 topics that we are having for all of you in the today's session, right? So let's start the session with the very first important topic, that is the logistic ease across different states. Leads 2024 report. So guys, recently the 6th edition of Leads 2024 report has been launched. When we talk about this particular report guys, it is a kind of tool with the help of which the logistic performance of the states and union territories are being assessed. Logistics kya hai? Logistics is basically the movement and the storage of goods and services, right? That is the efficient movement. So we always require that efficient movement rahe hamare goods and services ka, right? So even when you order something on your any e-commerce platform, you always track down the details. Okay, so where exactly my parcel or my order is right now and when it will be reaching to me, right? So there basically when you order something and when it has been delivered to you, the logistics comes into the play, right? So basically the logistic ease across different states is a report which assesses the logistic services across the states and union territories, and this is an annual report which has been released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. When we talk about the different pillars across which states and UTs are being assessed under the Leads report, so it includes logistic infrastructure, logistic services, operating and regulatory environment and sustainable logistics. So this is the newly launched pillar of the Leads 2024 report, that is the sustainable logistics, right? So you can see here that it highlights initiatives which are being taken by the states and UTs across these pillars, and it identifies the opportunities where they can improve themselves in order to better their performance in the logistics. Now guys, let me tell you, coming to the more background of the report. So this logistic ease across different state report is basically launched on the lines of logistic performance index. We all know that the logistic performance index has been launched by World Bank, in which it assesses the logistic facilities and their performances of the different countries across the world, and it provides insights into improvements of logistic performances at the state and the UT level. So guys, now when we talk about this particular report, it categorizes the states and union territories across 3 different categories, that is achievers, fast movers and the aspirers. If I ask you about the achievers, so let us start with the aspirers first, right? So the states which are having the score of below 80% in the Leads report, they are being categorized as aspirer. If their score is between 80% to 90%, then it is in the fast mover category, and if the score is more than 90%, so that particular state and UT will be placed under the achievers category, right? So I believe कि अभी तक की जितनी स्टोरी है आपकी लॉजिस्टिक इज अक्रॉस डिफरेंट स्टेट्स को एकदम क्लियर है. तो याद रखिए जो चार पिलर हैं, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है, सर्विसेज इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ऑपरेटिंग एंड रेगुलेटरी एनवायरमेंट्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, which can really help in operating and regulating that where the logistics are being taking place, right? And then sustainable logistics, we all know we are having the sustainable development goals, right? There are 17 sustainable development goals which we want to achieve by 2030. So now we want to inculcate and embed sustainability in the logistics as well. And you all know about the Jalwahak scheme that we have recently released, where we are basically promoting the waterways transport, right? Again, it was related to the logistics only, where we are enhancing the logistics supply chain. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now guys, apart from this particular report, during the launch of the report, it was also recommended that states along with the private sector, they must develop some action plans so that we can improve our logistics businesses, so that more and more investments can be done in the logistic businesses, right? And apart from that, we are also required to sorry, apart from this, we are also required to adopt the lead framework. Now what exactly lead framework is, इसका full form याद रखिएगा, that is longevity, efficiency, effectiveness, accessibility and accountability and digitalization of processes. So lead framework is about the longevity, efficiency and effectiveness, how much efficient and effective our logistics supply chain is, how much accessible and accountable that particular facility providers are, and then the digitalization of the processes. It is something like you basically track down your parcel details, where it has been where it is presently and when it will be reaching to me, right? And when we talk about the different groups in which these particular states and UTs are being categorized under the leads report, we talked about aspirer, achievers and movers, right? So basically there, apart from that, there is another important part, that is the coastal. So all the states and UTs are being divided across these categories, that is coastal, landlocked, northeast and the union territories, right? We will be discussing about the all the states and UTs which are in these categories, but before that let me tell you that all the states and UTs and the organizations which have really performed well in their logistics, so they are being facilitated by the LEAPS, that is Logistic Excellence Advancement and Performance Shield. तो उनको एक शील्ड प्रोवाइड की जाती है recognizing their efforts in improving the logistics. So this is basically across the different categories, the players across the core logistics services, MSMEs, startups and institutions, they are being felicitated under the LEAPS and they are being given the shield, right? And it showcases their leadership and innovation within the logistics sector. So C2020, I will be answering your query at the end of the session, right? I hope this will be very fine with you. Now guys, let's try to see the different states and UTs which are under these different categories. So now when I talk about the coastal group, among the coastal group states and UTs, so the achiever state की अगर हम बात करें, so it includes Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Odisha and Tamil Nadu. Among the fast movers it was Andhra Pradesh and Goa, and aspirers में आता है Kerala and West Bengal. Then when we talk about the landlocked group, it includes Haryana, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand in the achievers category. Then Bihar, Himachal, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, they are in the fast movers. Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand are in the aspirers. Similarly, northeastern group and union territories are also been mentioned here. So guys, यहाँ पर let me tell you that it will not be possible for you to remember all the states and UTs across all the different categories, but at least we can make some way in order to remember about the achievers, which are the top performers in their particular categories. Like among the union territories, it was Chandigarh and Delhi which were on the top, and they are in the achievers category, right? So from this part, what we are required to remember, that is leads की full form आपको पहले पता होनी चाहिए, the full form of leads, what exactly it is, then what are the 4 key pillars of the leads, right? On which index it is basically lined up on, which organization or the ministry releases this report, right? What are the different categories across which the states and UTs are being divided, that is achievers, fast movers and aspirers, and then the top performers. among all these groups. So this is something that we are required to remember from exam point of view. I hope ki this whole report is completely clear to all of you guys. Now let's move on to the next important news article, that is Bhashini enabled e-Shram portal. So guys, we all know about the e-Shram portal, which is basically an initiative of the Ministry of Labor and Employment, right? Ministry of Labor and Employment, that is MOL. MOL से आप याद कर सकते हैं. So basically it is the ministry which has come up with the e-Shram portal in August 2021. So guys, when we talk about this particular portal, this portal is basically maintaining a register of unorganized workers. So this portal was been launched by the government of India, where unorganized workers can register themselves, and so much of the benefits and facilities are being provided to the unorganized workers through the e-Shram portal. For example, accessibility to the different social security schemes are being provided, employment opportunities. So basically this is a very important portal for all the unorganized workers at present in our country. And let me tell you that as a part of this portal, all these unorganized workers have been provided with the unique identification number, which is a 12-digit number. So these are the important details that we can definitely remember, and we have discussed the e-Shram portal so many times. So that's why I have not brought a separate slide for the e-Shram portal right now. But what exactly is the news? So basically guys, it is very important, and in the part of national education policy, we have basically announced that we want to promote the mother tongue languages, right, and all the scheduled languages of our country. So similarly there are so many unorganized workers who are basically not so much proficient in the English language, Hindi language, right? So earlier this particular portal was only available in English, Hindi, Kannada and Marathi language, but now with the Bhashini platform of the government of India, we have integrated this particular platform, and now the e-Shram portal will be available in all the 22 scheduled languages of our country, and hence it will be a one-stop solution for the unorganized workers. And with the integration of the 22 scheduled languages and the availability of the portal in 22 scheduled languages, this portal will be now becoming more user friendly and user centric. So guys, how exactly Bhashini has basically enabled multilingual functionality on the e-Shram portal? One question must be arising in your mind, right? So guys, when we talk about the Bhashini, so Bhashini basically breaks the language barriers in any platform, right? So it ensures that every citizen which is in our country, he or she is able to effortlessly access the digital services in their own language. तो अपनी ही language में वो यहाँ पर digital services को access कर सकते हैं effortlessly, and that's what was the major aim of the National Language Technology Mission, which is also Bhashini, which is called Bhashini, right? So it was launched by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, in which they have harnessed the technology to transcend language barriers, right? And it was launched in July 2022, and this also enables the creation of large data sets in the scheduled Indian languages to train AI models for translation and conversion. For example guys, you must know about the chat GPT, right? Similarly so that we can inculcate the Indian languages, so that we can basically resolve our queries, translate something, convert something into those Indian languages, we needed such kind of platform, and that platform is Bhashini. I hope guys this is very much clear to all of you that Bhashini enabled e-Shram portal has now made e-Shram portal in 22 scheduled Indian languages. I hope this point is clear to all of you. Now guys, let's move on to the Bharatpol portal. So guys, you must have heard about the Interpol, right? So Interpol की तरह ही अब एक हमने Bharatpol portal बनाया है, and it has been developed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, which basically was earlier working as a kind of medium between the other agencies, CBI and the Interpol. So guys, what exactly happens is, whenever we want to track some criminals who basically leave our country and who are from other country and they are hiding in our country, so when we want to locate such kind of criminals, the Interpol works into play, right? And there it is really required that there is a streamlined information flow between the different agencies, so that the information can be passed on from one agency to another in order to identify those criminals. So that's where this Bharatpol portal is going to play its role. Apart from Bharatpol portal, Union Home Minister has also presented police medals and President's Police Medal and the Medal for Excellence in Investigation as well. So I won't be discussing about the award winners because it is a 35 people list and they are not that much important to be covered from exam point of view, right? But guys, when I talk about the Bharatpol portal, so every agency and police force in India now they will be able to connect with the Interpol. With the help of Bharatpol portal, they will now be able to pass on the information to the Interpol, and that's how it is going to expedite, or we can say speed up, the investigation processes. And guys, when we talk about Bharatpol portal, it will enable this streamlined flow of information with the help of 5 key modules, that is connect, Interpol notices, references, broadcast and resources. So these are the 5 key modules. One thing is connect, we need to connect, right? Second thing is there are so many notices which are being launched by Interpol. For example, this is a person that is basically wanted and information is required about that particular person, so their Interpol notices are being comes into play. Then we are having references, broadcast and the resources, which are other modules, and together they will be providing technological platform to all the agencies and the police forces in our country, and hence it will enable law enforcement agencies to basically work more efficiently. Now guys, when we talk about this portal, it is going to assist the state police forces by facilitating collaboration with the law enforcement agencies. So guys, how exactly it will be helping them? See, there are 195 countries which are the members of the Interpol, right? So all the agencies which are the part of that Interpol, now the state police forces of our country, they will be able to communicate with those agencies, and that's how there will be easy and streamlined flow of information between these agencies. Now guys, when we talk about the 5 key modules, so first one is the connect. So with the help of the connect, the law enforcement agencies of our country, they will function as an extension of Interpol's National Central Bureau, right? So basically when we talk about the National Central Bureau, so CBI is acting at this particular part, but now our other law enforcement agencies will also be able to function as an extension of the Interpol's NCB. And apart from that, when we talk about the Interpol notices, so with the help of the Bharatpol system, all the state police forces will ensure quick, secure and structured transmission of the request. So Interpol notices की जितनी भी request हैं उनको यहाँ पर अच्छे से वो receive कर पाएंगे और उस पर timely action ले पाएंगे. So there will be a scientific mechanism to locate criminals from India and across the globe. Then comes the Interpol references. So basically from 195 countries, it will be making simpler to provide international assistance. Guys, there are so many times that we basically need international assistance where we want to identify, okay, where exactly that particular person, the fugitive person has moved on and he is hiding. So basically for that we need the communication as well as what we can say the cooperation of the other agencies as well. Then there is request. Request for assistance from 195 countries will immediately available through the broadcast module. So basically guys, we basically request some information to other agencies, so they will be now transmitting the required information to our state police forces and the other agencies as well, right? So now with the help of broadcast module, we will be able to speed up this process of investigation. That's how we will be able to expedite the investigation. Then the last one is the resources model, which is going to facilitate exchange and management of documents. If any document is also required, we will be able to exchange and manage those documents with the help of Bharatpol, which has been developed by Central Bureau of Investigation. So guys, these are the 5 key modules: connect, notices, references, broadcast and resources. So we have discussed the importance of all these particular modules of the Bharatpol portal, and I believe कि आप सभी को इसके बारे में सारी information अब पता चल गई है. Now guys, let's move on to the next important news article, that is Indusfood 2025. So the 8th edition of Indusfood 2025 will be taking place in the Greater Noida, which is in Uttar Pradesh, राइट. सो इंडस फूड की अगर हम बात करें तो इट इज एशियाज प्रीमियर एनुअल F&B ट्रेड एग्जीबिशन which is been organized by Trade Promotion Council of India. So guys, as it is Asia's premier annual F&B trade, so guys, let me tell you that it is very important to understand and remember the name of organization that will be responsible for organizing such event, and here it is the Trade Promotion Council of India with the support of Department of Commerce under the Government of India, right? So it will also be hosting the prestigious Asia's President Forums as well, and this will be taking for the very first time in our country along with Indian Federation of Culinary Associations. So guys, Indus Food 2025, which country will be hosting? India. Where it will be hosted? Greater Noida, right? And when it will be hosted? It is basically been hosted to 8th, 9th and 10th January 2025. So this is the information that we are required to remember from Indus Food 2025, guys. I hope this is clear to all of you. The edition number, the host, the organizing organization is very important to be remembered. Now guys, moving on to the next important index that I have brought here for all of you from the recent days news articles, that is the Global Power City Index. So guys, among the Global Power City Index, it is the London which has topped. But before moving directly to the rankings, we must remember and try to understand what exactly this index is. So this evaluates the major cities across the world according to their magnetism, or we can say their power to attract people. So you must have heard about so many cities, like whenever we think about the London, New York, we always want ki, okay, so so many times we see such kind of cities in the news articles for their major achievements. So we always tend, and we are having that particular kind of urge to visit such kind of cities, right? So basically it what are the different parameters and why exactly they are able to attract the people, capital and enterprises from across the world, that is what is being assessed with the help of Global Power City Index, and it has been released by Japan's Mori Memorial Foundation, and it assesses the cities across 6 key categories. What are these 6 key categories? These are economy, research and development, cultural interaction, livability, environment and accessibility. So guys, all these parameters are very important parameters. That is economy. If there is economy is going good, that means they are basically working across all the different parameters very well and efficiently. And then research and development. Research and development also leads to the different achievements across the different categories. Then cultural interaction is very important, and livability, those cities must be livable in the nature. Then environment and accessibility is very important. And now guys, when we talk about, as we have already covered a lot about this Global Power City Index, let me tell you that in this index this year, London is the city which is on the top, followed by New York, Tokyo, Paris and Singapore on 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th position. Now guys, when we talk about the most highlighted city which was highlighted by the various news articles, it was Dubai, which has been ranked 8th worldwide. That means in this list on the 8th position, that is Dubai. Okay? But it is the first city in the Middle East in the Global Power City Index, and it was the only city there, right? And for the second time in year in a row, this particular city is on the top among the Middle East, and this achievement makes Dubai the only city in the Middle East to feature in the top 10. So guys, top 10 के अंदर ये जो city है ये आपका top पर है, right? Among the top 10 cities, basically it is the only city from the Middle East countries. So I hope it is very clear to all of you that what is the name of the body which releases this report, what exactly it assesses, what are the categories across which the cities are being assessed. So across these dimensions, we have seen the questions which are being asked in the RBI exam, NABARD exam, and also in the SEBI exam and other exams as well. So make sure whenever you are covering any index, you are covering across these dimensions. Okay, now guys, let's move on to the next news article, that is about the Payal Kapadia, who has recently created a history. Although she was not able to win the award, but she has created history as she has become the first Indian filmmaker to be nominated for Best Director for an Indian film. So guys, she was nominated for Best Director for an Indian film for the Golden Globe Awards. So 82nd Golden Globe Awards were held recently, and there the Payal Kapadia was also nominated for her movie All We Imagine as a Light, but unfortunately she lost to the movie The Brutalist, which has been made by Brady Corbett. But still, she this particular achievement of Payal Kapadia remains a momentous achievement for the Indian cinema. I hope this is clear to all of you guys. When we talk about this particular movie, that is All We Imagine as a Light, it was also nominated in the Best Motion Picture. And guys, let me tell you that Payal was just the second Indian director to be nominated at the Golden Globes after Shekhar Kapoor, who was also been nominated for the movie Elizabeth. But guys, there is also one more additional point I would like to add here. We all know, you must have heard about the Slumdog Millionaire movie, right? So that also won the Golden Globe Awards. And through that movie, Danny Boyle and A.R. Rahman won the award. But that was not a Indian movie. That was a movie which is based in India, and it was a English movie, guys. Right? So that was basically that won the Global Globe Award. So that's why we are telling you that she is the first Indian filmmaker to be nominated for Best Director for an Indian film for the Golden Globe. So make sure you are remembering the name, that is Payal Kapadia. Now guys, moving to the next news article, that is about the Jaipur International Film Festival, which is also one of the largest film festivals. And this year, this festival will be taking place in Jaipur. So that is the capital of Rajasthan. And let me tell you guys that this year they will be honoring Yash Chopra ji and Shyam Benegal ji. So when we talk about the Yash Chopra ji, he will be bestowed with the Outstanding Lifetime Achievement Award for his great contribution to the Indian cinema. And apart from that, Shyam Benegal, we all have covered in the recent news articles that Shyam Benegal passed away recently, and he will be given tribute during the Jaipur International Film Festival 2025, which will be taking place in the Jaipur. So make sure you remember these two names, that is Yash Chopra and Shyam Benegal from the Indian movies industries. Now let's move on to the next news article, and that is about the new president of Athletics Federation of India. When I talk about the Athletic Federation of India, guys, for running and managing all the activities related to the athletics, we are having an organization in our country, that is Athletics Federation of India. And recently, guys, new president of this organization has been elected, and that person is a former two-time Olympian in the shot put and a former Asian Games champion, that is Bahadur Singh Sagu. So Bahadur Singh Sagu has been elected unopposed as the president of Athletics Federation of India, and he will be replacing Adile Sumrewala, who was the president for the 3 consecutive terms as the president of Athletic Federation of India. Now guys, when we talk more about Bahadur Singh Sagu ji, so he represented India during Sydney 2000 and Athens 2004 Olympics, and he won the gold medal in the Asian Games 2002 in Busan. So guys, that's how it is very important for all of us to cover this part. So guys, let me tell you that I will be taking all your queries at the end of the session, so do not worry about it. I am looking at the chat box and I am noting down all your queries, so do not worry, I will be answering all your queries. But let us do not disturb the flow of the session, and we will be taking all your queries at the end of the session, right? I hope this is clear, guys, and I hope you guys are very much comfortable with that part. So new president of Athletic Federation of India is Bahadur Singh Sagu. किसको replace करेंगे? Adil Sumrewala को. That is the right answer. Now guys, moving ahead, so we all know that there is one news article which has really created a storm, that is Canadian Prime Minister has resigned as the Prime Minister, right? So Justin Trudeau has basically resigned as the Canadian Prime Minister. We all know that recently from his cabinet, his finance minister Chrystia Freeland also resigned, and after that he opposed a discontentment over his leadership, and that's why finally he has resigned as the Prime Minister of Canada. And let me tell you guys that he came to power as Prime Minister in 2015. When we talk more about Trudeau, so he was the son of former Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, who dominated the country's politics in 1970s and 80s. So guys, apart from that, we have also heard in the latest statements from the US President Donald Trump that as he has again forwarded his proposal of making Canada as the 51st state of USA. So there is no such kind of development right now, but it was just a proposal which he has also proposed earlier. So I am just providing you some more additional content, right? So make sure you remember the name Justin Trudeau, who was earlier serving as the Canadian Prime Minister since 2015, and he has resigned as the Prime Minister of Canada. Now let's move on to the next news article, that is about the world's oldest person. So Tomiko Ituka from Japan, she was the world's oldest person, and she was recognized as the world's old person by the Guinness Book of World Records, and she has passed away recently, right? She was 116 years of old and she has passed away recently. She is from Japan. That is something that you should remember. Moving to the next news article, that is about the Pritish Nandi. So guys, you must have heard about the Pritish Nandi show, which Doordarshan, which was been telecasted on Doordarshan. So when we talk about Pritish Nandi, guys, he was a multifaceted personality in the media, and he was a Padma Shri awardee. He was a veteran journalist, poet, film producer, and a former Rajya Sabha MP as well. When we talk about his his Rajya Sabha tenure, so he was elected to Rajya Sabha on a Shiv Sena ticket in 1998 and served as a member of parliament for a period of 6 years. So guys, he also pioneered the Illustrated Weekly of India and also was hugely popular for the Pritish Nandi show on Doordarshan. So make sure you remember the name Pritish Nandi, who passed away recently. So guys, with this part, we are done with all the important news articles from the today's session, and now it's the time to solve some MCQs, because just covering the news articles are not at all sufficient from the exam point of view. And my dear friends, those people who have joined us late, guys, let me tell you that every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday we are joining you. We are coming us live and starting the day with the most important current affairs. So make sure that you also set an alarm for 7 a.m. and you always come on time in the class, so that you should not miss any kind of important news articles, right? So now let's move on to the revision questions for all of you. And here is the very first question, which is on the logistic ease across different states 2024 report. We all have discussed this report in a very detailed manner. Now it's your time to make me ensure that yes, we have covered the report in a very detailed manner and you are able to answer the questions. So in this question, we are required to identify correct statements. 3 statements are been given across the major dimensions. First statement is that the report evaluates logistic performance across 5 key pillars. If I tell you about the number of pillars, guys, I told you that please remember the pillars which are being used in the Leads 2024 report. As per our discussion, there were only 4 pillars which are being used and not the 5 pillars. So that's why first statement is incorrect. Second statement is that it categorizes the states and duties across 3 categories, that is achievers, fast movers and aspirers, which is absolutely right. Third statement is it is launched by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry since 2018. Absolutely right. In the 2018, the first edition of the index was been launched on the lines of World Bank's Logistics Performance Index. And guys, that's why the third statement is also correct here. So what is the right answer? I want all of you to participate in the session, guys, because if you will not be participating in the session by answering the questions, you will not be able to basically assess your performance, right? And this session will not be that much productive for all of you. Make sure you are participating in the session. So I can see in the chat box, Guru Raj has given the question answer correctly. That is option B, 2 and 3 are correct. Absolutely, option B, 2 and 3 are only is the correct option to this question. Now let's move on to the next question, guys. So the multilingual functionality on the eShram portal was launched using the Dash platform and will now support Dash scheduled languages. So this is a question with the 2 blanks and you have to answer the question by filling out appropriate option in these 2 blanks, right? So when we talk about the name of the portal, guys, तो वो portal जो भाषा का barrier which basically transcends the bhasha barrier, that is the language barrier, it is Bhashini. So Bhashini is the right answer, and there are 22 scheduled languages in our country. So again, option B is the right answer, which will appropriately fill out these 2 blanks in this particular question. Absolutely right, guys. Guru Raj, Sumit, both of you have given me the right answer. That is option B. Now let's move on to the next question. Yes, Pallavi has also given the right answer. Well done to all the people. Let's move on to the next question. That is about the Global Power City Index 2024. Again, there are 3 statements and we need to identify the statements which are correct here. So first statement is Dubai was ranked 8th worldwide and first in the Middle East in the GPCI 2024 for 2nd consecutive year. Second statement, it evaluates cities under the 6 categories including economy, research and development and livability. Third statement, it is published annually by the World Economic Forum. So guys, we have discussed here during our discussion that it is a Japanese organization, that is Mori Memorial Foundation, which releases this index. That means third statement is incorrect. Let us see who will tell me the right answer. So come on, Gururaj, Samit, Pallavi, Dilip, all the people, guys, kindly try to answer this question as well. What is the right answer to this question? I've already discussed with you the statements which are correct here. So it is option A, that is both statement 1 and 2 are absolutely right. So I can see in the chat box all the people have given me the right answer. Well done, my dear friends. That really shows that you are able to understand these news articles and you are also able to answer the questions correctly, right? So that's how we are required to keep up our momentum, and we will keep on covering these particular sessions. So again, we can see Sumit, Gururaj, Pallavi, all of you have given me the right answers. So guys, that was all the important questions from the this part. Now guys, there is another important point, that if you are someone who has not answered any question, I am giving you another opportunity to answer the question. That is the homework question, and today the homework question is on the Bharatpol portal, where you are required to identify the correct set of statements. So what you can do after the end of this session, you can come back to this slide and you can pause the session, identify the right answer and give me the answer in the comment section. You can also take the reference of the slide where we have discussed this particular topic, right? So guys, if I talk about the people who will be answering this question, they will be the star performer of my today's session. And if I talk about the star performers of the previous session, so previous session the question was on the India's metro network, and there guys, again statement number 1 and 2 were correct here. And the people, I'm having a long list of the people who were the star performers in the previous session. That includes Shubham, Gururaj, Aditya, Utkal, Sabyam, Varmanish, Creative Alert, Ashish, Meghja, then we have Bhavna, Atulya, then Sangeeta, Amit, then we are having Susmita, Nobita, Shalini, Sunil, and all other people. Guys, sorry I can't take all your names, but I'm really glad to see that all of you are giving me the right answers in the comment section, and that shows your dedication, your effort, and your consistency towards your journey of becoming the next officer in your desired organization. So make sure that you are continuing with this particular journey and you continue to become not just a star performer, and you will also one day become the officer in your desired organization. And now guys, if you are still new to our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe to it and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates of the courses and videos offered by us. And apart from that, if you want to access the PDF of the session, you can join our Telegram channel. The link of this Telegram channel is given in the description of this particular session. Now guys, coming to the queries now. Now you can ask me any query that you are having related to the session or related to your preparation. I will be really happy to answer your queries. Now when we talk some earlier queries, so one of the query was, one of the person has asked me that sir, they are subscribed to NABARD Gold course, okay, and current app में और इसमें क्या difference है? So guys, let me tell you that in the current app document we are having basically 3 sections, that is GA, GA plus ASI and GA plus finance, right? These are the 3 sections. So but when we talk about this particular session guys, in this session we cover the GA and the GA plus ASI news articles. Apart from that, if there is any report which has been launched, it is also been covered here, which is not covered in the current app document. And then there is if there is any scheme which has been launched recently, it is also been covered in this session, which is a part of our schemes tab document, right? Report is part of our reports tab document, right? So all the important articles to make you stay updated about the recent current affairs, we come up with this session where we cover all these important things, that is GA and ASI current affairs, and all the finance news articles guys, the most important ones, and the RBI notifications we cover in the Finance 360 series, which is being taken by Kritika ma'am on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at 10 AM. So I hope that C2020, I have answered your question, right? I have addressed your query. Now if we talk about Pallavi, so she's asking, sir, I study 3 subjects daily, will this complete the syllabus in such a short time, or do I study more than 3 subjects daily, and how many hours? So guys, let me tell you that so many aspirants are having such kind of doubt that what is the actual timeline that we should study every day. So guys, it's not about the quantity of the hours, it's about the quality that you are doing, the quality content that you are reading and preparing for your current affairs part or for any other subject, right? So it is really great that you are studying 3 subjects on the daily basis. Yes, you are giving some little time to all the subjects, but you are having a diversity in your preparation. That is really a good part, because when we just cover only single subject and the whole day we are covering that particular subject, it basically creates a monotonity in our preparation. So, and at one point of time we loses our interest as well. So it is always recommended that we are diversifying our preparation, right? We are, for example, you can cover some current affairs, you can give some time to current affairs, some time to quant, some time to reasoning, some time to English. Then if you're preparing for RBI Grade B officer exam, then you can give some time to the ESI static, finance and management part as well. If you are someone who is preparing for NABARD exam, then you can give some time to the ARD static portion as well. So that's how, when you will be covering the things, then you will really identify that yes, you are able to cover all the important things. See guys, at one point of time you will definitely be able to cover all your static portion, and then it's only the revision of that is required. But if you will be taking your current affairs preparation on the daily basis guys, so it will be really great, and in the long term it is really going to help you out, because when it comes to current affairs, revision is the key. So that is why it is very important. So Bhavani is having the question, sir, can we get the SEBI circulars and notifications? So Bhavani, let me tell you that we are covering the SEBI circulars and notifications in our current app document. If you have subscribed to our course, then we basically provide you the SEBI circulars and notifications, all the news articles related to SEBI which are really important to be covered from exam point of view. We cover them in our current app document. Okay, and apart from that, in the Finance 360 series session also, if there is some such kind of big news article from SEBI, we cover them in the Finance 360 degree news articles as well, in the session as well. So Lakshman is asking, sir, why your voice is not clear as earlier? So maybe because of I cannot say much about that, Lakshman. Maybe because my throat is basically facing some difficulty right now, so that's why I'm also coughing during the whole session. But do not worry about it. I hope that there is no such lag in the session as well, and we are covering all the important current affairs which we are required to cover from exam point of view. So I can see here that there are no more queries in the chat box. That means all the people have got their queries addressed guys, and in the similar manner I just request you and recommend you to come to these sessions, enjoy these sessions and enjoy the journey of becoming the officer. And this is a daily basis hard work that is required to be done, and if you will be coming up on the daily basis and joining these current affairs sessions, definitely it is going to help you out in your preparation. So Bhavani, so if you have enrolled to our silver course, then already you are reading the SEBI circulars and notifications through our current app document. Okay, so guys, I believe that it is all the queries are be now addressed guys, and now I will be meeting you in the next session. But there is a homework for all of you. You have to make sure you are giving me the right answers to the homework question in the comment section. Okay, and if you want something to be improved in this particular session, do let me know and I will be working on that part as well. So guys, now I will be meeting you in the next session. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Wish you all happy learning.